What's going on? My name is John, and today we're going to be talking about the three small things stopping you from getting lean on Bodygame. Now, number one is water retention. A lot of people walk around, work out, they eat the right food that they need to eat for their day, or they get the right sleep, they live their day-to-day life, especially if they're trying to get healthy. They live a normal day-to-day basis of getting lean. But the one thing people mistake when they're trying to get lean is not drinking enough water. People think that if you were to drink enough water, or the more water you drink, the more bloated you're gonna be. But in fact, it's actually not true. Your body actually holds more water inside of its body if you're not drinking enough of it, because your body is assuming that you're not getting enough water. So the water that's already inside of your body is going to try to maintain and hold it what's inside of you. That's why when you wake up in the morning, you see your face kind of puffier, your body a little bit puffier. But when you drink more water, your body actually flushes it out. This person is drinking more water. We don't need to hold in this water anymore, so we're just going to let it out. So you use the restroom pretty often if you drink a lot of water, 4 liters a day. That's what I do at least. It can work for you. And your body, your face will get leaner, your body will get leaner the more water you actually drink, the more hydrated you are. Instead of your body retaining that water you're trying to get out or flush out. I personally thought the same thing too. I withhold from drinking a lot of water, especially when I was starting to work out in my younger years. And especially while you're cutting weight, your body needs more energy, it needs hydration. Because you're cutting all of that weight, your body needs hydration in order to keep on pushing, losing that fat. It needs energy. Your body is mostly made up of water. Your muscles are mostly made up of water as well. Your whole body is water. We're just this big old, just bag of meat, blood, and water. That's pretty much us humans are. And it's crazy because you would think that that's not in our body, but most of our body is water. It may not look it, it may not feel it, but it is the truth. So the more you consume of it, your body flushes out all the unnecessary parts that it doesn't need, which is why you piss it out and it's yellow, all the toxins and everything like that. And your body regulates and keeps what it actually needs while it gets rid of it and flushes the rest of it out. Now, the second thing preventing you from getting lean on Bodygame is not eating enough protein. As simple as it sounds, not enough people are doing it. The more protein you eat, the less carbs cut down, you're going to see more results in getting leaner, especially when you're doing most of your cardio like at 30 minutes to an hour each day. Your body needs muscles, your muscles needs water and protein in order to continue to grow. Also needs carbohydrates as well, but the less carbohydrates you have, the less you see of the results that you put in your body. That's why when people say that they're cutting weight, they're lessening up the carbohydrates that they're consuming. And I've put many of clients on diets where they cut down the carbs, increase the protein intake, increase the greens just a little bit, and drink more protein shakes as well, and get good sleep. And they see more results than to have a regular diet when they were maintaining or bulking up of having carbs and more energy in order to push heavier in the gym. Now, because you're eating a lot more protein, you're making up for the carbohydrates that you may not be consuming on your regular meals that you were having if you were not to be cutting. But because it's making up for, you have to increase that protein intake rather than decreasing it. When you're cutting weight, yeah, you're cutting down the calories, but you're increasing the protein intake because it makes up for the energy that is lost with those carbohydrates, with those grains that you may be eating. People do say that you should have 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of body weight. So if you're 180 pounds, you should have 180 grams of protein. I think you should increase it a little bit more, especially if you're cutting down weight. For example, when I was cutting weight, when I was 210 pounds, I would have over 220 grams of protein each day because I wasn't eating as much carbs. And the results came fast. I was doing an hour of cardio, whether that be the elliptical, sprints, jogging, the Stairmaster. I was increasing that protein intake and decreasing the carbohydrate intake because I know that the carbs that I was eating and that I've been having my whole entire life is going to be surprising to my body because I didn't cut down, especially because I've never cut down as much as the last cut that I had a couple of months back. So because I increased that protein intake, I decreased that carbohydrate intake, I seen more muscle growth. I didn't lose that much muscle, in fact, because my body was still being pushed and I was consuming a lot of protein to make up for that energy that I didn't consume. Now, the best ways in order to hit your protein goals, if you're 170, 190 pounds and you want to have protein that surpasses that goal, and actually your goal is, if you're 180 pounds and you're trying to cut down a little bit, your goal is going to probably be 200 grams of protein. So I have the 20 gram rule. So whatever weight that you are, you're going to increase that protein intake by 20 grams more than your body weight, because whenever you're cutting down weight. So if you're 180 pounds, you're gonna reach for 200 grams of protein. My best way of dispersing this amount of protein that you may be consuming on a daily basis when you're cutting down weight is in the morning, you're going to have 2 scoops of protein and whatever you want for breakfast. So whether that be turkey bacon and some eggs, or some ground chicken and some eggs. These are really good for you, by the way. Ground chicken and some eggs, or beef and eggs, whatever you want. Then for lunch, you're going to have a scoop of protein and whatever meal you're having, whether that be chicken and greens and a little bit of carbs. Then the meal after that you're going to be having is the same thing, and you're already at 100 grams of protein right there. For dinner, you're also going to have 1 scoop of protein for your protein shake as well. So this is not including the protein that you're already eating with the chicken, rice, and the greens. So 25-gram protein shake in the morning is already 50. Then for lunch, you're already have another 25. Then for dinner, you're already have another 25. So that's already 100 grams of protein, not including the protein that you're getting from the chicken, beef, turkey, or eggs that you're eating. For breakfast, I would have 2 scoops of protein with 6 eggs and 2 chicken thighs and a little bit of bowl of oats. Then for lunch, I would have the same thing, except for I would cut down on the oats and replace the oats with some grains. Then for dinner, I would have the same thing with the protein I was talking to you about, but I would have 4 chicken thighs, a little bit of greens, and a protein shake. And I would have that. And 4 chicken thighs is a good amount of protein. The eggs that I'm taking is a good amount of protein. For lunch, I would have the same thing. I would actually have chicken thighs again for lunch. There's a good amount of protein as well. You can add all that up. It is definitely going to be over 200 grams of protein. Because I am over 200 pounds, my goal was 220 pounds minimum of my daily protein intake whenever you're cutting weight. Number 3, the most important one. The third thing stopping you from getting lean on Bodygame is your discipline. You're going to have that meal plan and meal schedule that I could also make for you as well. DM me the word diet on Instagram. Anyways, you're abiding by that meal plan or meal schedule, and you're going to have the temptations to have a cheat meal. Now, I've talked about cheat meals in the past and how most people do not have the discipline to stop having cheat meals, because once they binge, after not having it for a long time, 9 times out of 10, that person's going to want to binge more and more and more because they haven't had it for a while. Oh, I had 1, it's fine. I'll have 2, it's fine. I already talked about this before in my other video on why cheat meals, if they're smart or dumb. You take 1, you're gonna want to have more of it, whether it be a cookie or a slice of cake or pie, you name it. So that's why I think a lot of people don't have a lot of discipline when it comes to getting lean, because while they're getting lean, they're gonna have their meals, they're doing their cardio every single day, they're getting their good sleep, taking their supplements that they want to take. They're not reporting to the calendar or their meal schedule or calculator that they had a cookie. They don't do that. And like I'm saying, most people do not tell the truth about what they really eat because they're cheating. You're having junk food. You're not eating the right that you're supposed to be abiding by is meant for you. You're not eating that. You're not eating the right food. And that person may be like, I'm not seeing results. I'm not seeing the growth. What's going on? What's happening? What's happening is that you're not abiding by that meal plan and your diet's getting lean. In order to lose the amount of body fat percentage, you have to have the right diet, have the right cardio. If you're not abiding by the right diet, the cardio, you can do a cardio as much as you want. But if you're not abiding by the right diet, there's no point in even doing the cardio because you're not seeing any growth. You're not seeing any growth either way. So that's the third thing people get wrong, which is the most important, if I'm really being honest. None of this is really in order. This is just like 3 fundamentals that you really need to get lean on Bodygame and get that muscle growth and looking good on Bodygame, is that they don't have a lot of discipline for the food that they're eating. Reach your protein goal, do your cardio goal, get good sleep, drink your water, and you're good to go. Give it 3 months and you're good to go. If you were to be on my diet plan that I would have given to you, 3 months, you would see a drastic change for the goals that you're trying to get with the physique that you actually want in your life. Now, if you keep on doing it more, you're gonna actually get to your goal of the physique that you actually want. But 3 months in, people see no changes. With my diet plan and my meal plan, you're gonna see a change, guarantee. Money back guarantee. Actually, no, I'm taking your money. Just kidding. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. And as always, I'm trying to aspire at least one person who may come across my video. And as always, guys, have a good one. Peace.